Hey everybody, you're listening to episode 11 of our Minuteman Moment, an Airman's podcast. I'm Sergeant Rolls, and I'm your host for this week's episode. Today I have with me Melody, who is my counterpart, and I have Senior Master Sergeant Crawford from the Wing Safety Office. Welcome, guys.
How's everybody doing today?
Hello, hello.
All right, so today we're here to talk about Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving's coming up next Thursday, and we all know that we're going to have some safety talks because we're going to be traveling, we're going to be cooking, we're going to be around a lot of people, maybe doing things we're not supposed to do. And JD's going to be here talking to us about how to be safe if you're going to be doing things with family or friends or traveling. We're also going to talk today about Thanksgiving.
How about food?
We're going to talk about food. I mean, that's basically why we have Thanksgiving, is to eat food, right?
That's correct.
So we're going to talk about how to cook your turkey, what's favorite way, favorite sides, weird traditions, anything like that. So it's going to be an interesting podcast. And I encourage all of you guys listening to share your recipes with everybody, because you never know when somebody's looking for a good recipe.
Do not share Grandma's secret recipes before Grandma has passed, because Grandma will cut you out of the will. I've seen it happen.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
Do we need to have a disclaimer on this podcast? It might get a little out of hand.
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Maybe afterwards. Maybe we'll do a banner across.
Maybe, yeah.
Like a but it just says disclaimer. It doesn't say what the disclaimer
then
is.
everyone's going to wonder what the disclaimer is.
Exactly. So it'll be like implored to listen. You know? Yeah. So, all right. So I want to talk about something that's really important to me. Thanksgiving sides. That is probably more important to me than the turkey. I want to know what your guys' favorite Thanksgiving sides are, or something weird that you guys cook, or I don't know.
You have got to have deviled eggs. Got to have them.
At Thanksgiving?
Yes.
That's an Easter thing.
No, it's not an Easter thing. Deviled eggs. You're in Arkansas. You have to have them.
That is the weirdest side that I've ever heard of for Thanksgiving.
The difference is that at Easter, you are supposed to dye them pastel colors like every other good self-respecting Southern person. And then Thanksgiving, you can just use the regular white eggs.
Yes.
That's strange.
Deviled eggs.
Nah, I don't think that fits in.
Cranberry sauce.
Do you like homemade, like cranberry sauce? Like you get cranberries and you boil them and stuff like that? Or do you get them from a can?
I just get the can.
You just get the can?
Just get the can.
Oh,
I've done both.
I just get the can too. But I like the jelly cranberries where you can like slice them, because they have those little lines.
And it tells you on the lines too.
Yeah, so you're like, okay, this is how thick it has to be. So you have to slice right on those lines. That's the only way to do it, because if you get too much, then all you can taste is like cranberry, like if you mix it with your turkey or whatever it is. But then if it's too little, it's just not enough, right?
So I make the entire Thanksgiving meal by myself every year. This is my favorite holiday. This is my jam. Thanksgiving is, in fact, a competition, and I win every single year. I have pictures to prove it. But I was legit.
Prove it or it didn't happen.
Well, I mean, it's a podcast, so our listeners might not be able to see pictures, but I'll show you pictures. And, I mean, come find me, guys. I'll show you pictures. I was in my mid-30s, though, before someone, tried to help me in the kitchen. And they took the cranberry sauce out of the can and, mushed it up into what it looks like if you actually make the gelled cranberries.
Rude.
I had no idea that people did that. I thought everyone just sliced it on the line so you could have the slices. I thought unless you made it, and I have made it from just cranberries and sugar before.
Yeah.
But I thought that was the only way that it would be, kind of mashed up. And I mean, first of all, I kicked that person out of my kitchen. They've never been allowed back into my kitchen. I'm not sure if I've allowed them back to Thanksgiving yet, but I just didn't know anyone did not slice on the lines from the can.
Yeah, I would totally be upset about that.
But you know one of the good tips we can give everybody, because it happened to me a few years ago, is you need to make sure that you're buying what you need, because you do not want to go to the grocery store on Thanksgiving Day looking for the French cut green beans.
Yes, because you're not going to find
You're not going to find them.
No.
Nope.
You won't.
And you're not finding a cranberry sauce.
Yep. I actually went last week and bought a turkey, and I bought all the things that I knew people were going to be buying, like last minute or whatever. I bought the French green beans, or French cut green beans, cream of mushroom.
Yes.
I bought those French onion thingies to put on top of the green bean casserole, and I bought lots of cranberry, and then I bought a few other things that I knew were going to be gone, you know, the week of Thanksgiving, because that's when everybody's going to shop, right?
Oh, yeah,
So,
they're going to be buying that stuff up.
yeah.
So how are you cooking your turkey? Or is
I-
Dave cooking it?
Dave is not cooking the turkey. Nobody's allowed to cook the turkey but me. I am roasting it, but I usually do a brine overnight, and then I just do like butter and herbs in over the top of it, and then I just roast it according to the package directions. I'm not thrifty with
To
turkey.
ensure food safety guidelines.
That's right.
Yes,
That's right.
safety.
And I use a meat thermometer. and
What
make
is so you want to make sure it's 165 degrees, make
Yes.
sure it's completely cooked.
and I put it into the fat side of the biggest side of the turkey, whatever the
Turkey breast?
Where the most meat is.
that thing.
Well, you know, a lot of folks deep fry the turkeys, and I think that's one reason, you know, I'm here is because we have a lot of incidents that happen when you're deep frying turkeys. Again, it takes a lot of attention. How much oil that you're putting in the reservoir. You always need to make sure that when you're deep frying a turkey, you do not deep fry a frozen turkey. You need to make sure it's 100% thawed before you put it in the oil. But again, what happens most of the time when people are, you know, when it goes wrong is they've either overfilled the oil reservoir or they put a frozen turkey in there or both, and that oil gets hot, and then once it overflows and hits that open flame, then you have a fire. A lot of injuries. I think, Melly, we were talking about 450 house fires or mishaps fire-related during Thanksgiving holidays. So, again, you need to watch out when you're deep frying turkeys. Do it away from the house. Don't do it in the garage. Don't do it on the back patio. Get the deep fryer well away from the house, out on the driveway, somewhere where if you do have a mishap, you're not going to burn your house down. You know, so again, just use caution. But one of the coolest things that I saw this past weekend was we were up deer hunting up in North Arkansas, and one of the guys had a air fryer, a charbroil air fryer that he cooked a 14-pound turkey in that was absolutely delicious.
Air fryer.
Yep. No grease, no nothing. You put it in the air fryer. It is 10 minutes per pound. He had pre-injected it with the Tony Sacheries and some other injectables. It was moist. It was absolutely wonderful.
I don't think I've ever seen an air fryer big enough to air fry turkey.
It's pretty big. I mean,
That's probably because you and I select turkeys the same way. Which one is the biggest?
That's exactly
because
what I do.
the bigger the turkey, the prettier the picture of my Thanksgiving meal.
Yeah, I actually am like, okay, which one costs the most money? But then I'm always like, okay, well, how much do I want to? Because I want to have leftovers. Like, you can't not have turkey leftovers.
you got to
right?
have a turkey sandwich.
Yep, got to make
And
those
turkey
things.
and dumplings.
Turkey and dumplings.
Yep, got to do that too. So that's another thing that I have to take into consideration is, you know, the amount of food that my three children consume, including my man-child, and how much leftovers we want, because I do want to make the turkey and dumplings, turkey sandwiches, and I like getting those little King's Hawaiian sweetbreads.
Ooh,
you know?
yeah, make
Turkey
some sliders.
sliders.
Make
Yes,
those sliders.
there we go.
Yep. So that's always something that I need to take into consideration too. So I get the biggest one I can. The other day when I got my turkey, there was an old lady there that she was also looking for the biggest turkey she could find. And I gave her the 25-pound turkey, and I took the 24-pound.
Thank you for not stiff arming an old lady and pushing her out of the way and taking the 25-pound
could-
turkey. Thank you for being a good human.
You're welcome.
But, you know, one thing, too, you know, we go back to cooking a turkey in the oven, and my mother will not be listening to this, so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But she was taking the turkey out of the oven, and she had it in one of the foam pans. When she picked it up, it's folded, and all the juice and the oil, she had second, third degree burns
gosh.
down her chest and down her leg from
Wow.
when the pan, the full pan, folded in half. So again, use caution, you know, when you're pulling that out of the oven.
Right.
Well, and I was gonna say twice in my winning Thanksgiving, I didn't let these challenges define my victories that year, but twice 2 other helpful souls walked through and tried to check on the turkey, and one person spilled juice in the bottom of the oven and almost caught the oven on fire, and then the other one, I really, I wasn't in the kitchen, obviously, so I this is why no one else gets to be in the kitchen while I'm cooking. But my husband and his best friend decided to check on the turkey for me, and somehow they had the we had gotten one of the turkeys that had the pop out timer that year.
Yeah.
Somehow the string popped out and caught fire in the oven briefly, because there wasn't much string to be on fire, just enough for them to come grab me off of the back porch and say, "Hey, the kitchen's on fire." So I just wanted to point out that it's not just people that are deep frying their turkeys. You can certainly catch your oven on fire while you're roasting a turkey too. So, and especially, and I use butter too, and so that's what, obviously, when whoever it was that was trying to be helpful and check on my turkey, they spilled some of that butter, which is just kind of greasy and.
Yep, got to be careful.
Hey, what did the mother turkey say to her disobedient children?
I don't know. What did the mother turkey say?
If your father could see you now, he'd turn over in his gravy.
Oh, man.
That was a good one.
That was a good one.
Yeah, what did the turkey
Oh, boy.
say to the computer?
Well, I don't know. What did the turkey say to the computer?
Google, Google, Google.
Oh, my God.
We've
Mostly on
talked about
purpose.
the cooking, and the food. So some of the sides, the deviled eggs, the
The green bean casserole.
green bean casserole, our turkeys.
I make it twice a year, and that is
What
my favorite
about
side.
mashed potatoes and giblet gravy?
Yep, I make those too.
Ew.
Oh, it's
Gross.
good. It's wonderful.
Giblet gravy. Why don't you just buy it from a can?
I do that also, so
I
that people
buy-
have options.
I buy mine from like the little jars because I just don't have time to
The
cook.
little Heinz jars are the
That's
best
what I
ones.
get.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
I just I'm like, okay, because I am the chef on Thanksgiving, so I need to prioritize my time and my energy towards like the important foods like the mashed potatoes, or if do you guys eat rutabagas during Thanksgiving? Like,
No, because we're from Arkansas.
But we do eat sweet potatoes.
We sure do.
do you eat them from a can?
No.
No.
You do the sweet potatoes with marshmallows on top.
And brown
Yes.
sugar.
See, I'm
Yes.
not.
And
And
honey.
and some pecans. You take and chop up
I
some
put pecans on half of mine.
Yeah.
If
Okay.
sometimes I don't even use pecans. If I do, it only goes on half.
Yeah, that's weird to me. So
Maybe
why
you
am I
should come to
putting-
my Thanksgiving this year.
Well, what am I gonna do with my own Thanksgiving?
I'm doing mine the Friday after. You can do yours and then come to mine.
all right.
Friday.
All right. 2 Thanksgivings.
Yeah, and if
I
we
can
can
do
find,
that.
can you do yours Saturday? Because then we can just have Thanksgiving 3 days in a row.
I'll be
Yeah,
up in
third
North
time's a charm.
Arkansas during
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
you gonna be hunting?
Huh? Going fishing.
Oh.
Oh.
We're going to start a new tradition. Go up there and fish on the White River.
Oh, I like
That's
it. I
nice.
love Thanksgiving traditions.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you have a Thanksgiving tradition?
Duh, winning Thanksgiving every year.
Oh, that's your tradition.
Yeah, it
So
absolutely
it's
is.
competitive.
You
Competitive
want in on this?
tradition.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But a lot of folks, here in the wing and around, they're going to be traveling out of state, going to see loved ones, and maybe they're not doing Thanksgiving at home. Maybe they're going to grandma's, or they're going to an aunt or uncle's
Right.
place for Thanksgiving. And again, we all know everybody and their brother's traveling on Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
Right.
Everybody's trying to get out of town, trying to get on the highways, and they are congested at 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, put that time, when you're doing your itinerary for wherever you're going, make sure that you put in enough time to get there safely, and you're not having to speed, you're not having to take unsafe actions to get there on time to grandma's house for Thanksgiving or wherever you're going. With that said, when you're traveling, make sure, again, you have some type of emergency kit in your vehicle, something to, inflate a tire if you have a tire going down, your triangles if you're on the side of the interstate. If you're, and I think, Melody, we were talking about this before we got on the podcast, if you find yourself in a bad situation, you're stranded, you're lost, your cell phone's going down, change your voicemail message on your phone that says, hey, I've got a flat tire, my car's broke down, and I'm here at this location. Please send help. That way, if your phone does go dead or if you do lose signal, people are going to try to call and find out where you are. And at least that message is out there for them to know where you're at and to get help to you.
Right. That's a great
And
idea.
just looking ahead, it looks like the temperatures here are going to be pretty mild in the 50s, but the lows are going to be in the 30s. And when I say 30s, I mean like 32, which is straight up freezing. So also in that, if you're going to be traveling out of state by car to somewhere that's much colder, go ahead and put a blanket in that safety kit too. Have a couple bottles of water or something. And then maybe, you mentioned how hectic the roads are going to be, JD, but maybe you think about leaving a little bit earlier because something's either going to happen or you're going to hit traffic. And take a snack and something to keep yourself entertained, especially if you have kids. The safest thing you can do on a road trip is keep those kids entertained. I don't even have kids, and I can tell you that one.
Got to have the snacks.
Yeah.
And again, with social media so prevalent, and a lot of folks are going to be on Interstate 40. There's a good app out there about Interstate 40 or whatever major roadway you're on. You can like those pages, and it can give you updates on the flow of traffic if there are accidents. If you need to take an alternate route to get around that, there's good information on some of the social media out there, that you can use while you're on your trips.
Yeah.
And the Arkansas Department of Transportation has their iDrive Arkansas map too. And then also, I noticed the other day, I honestly couldn't tell you if it was Apple Maps or Google Maps, but whatever map I was using, I got a little pop-up that told me that someone had somehow reported a traffic thing, and I really thought that was only in some of the other apps like Waze or something like that. So a lot of these map apps and a lot of these social media channels have good real-time information, or near real-time at least, information about the road you're on.
My dad has an iPhone. I have an iPhone. So we have the location service turned on for each other. So anytime I want to know where my dad is, I just look in there and I say, find my friends, and I find where my dad is. And I'm like, okay, he's right where he's supposed to be or whatever. And he can do the same thing for me. And it's actually come in handy before I was picking up my brother, and I got lost down in Florida. And so I wasn't familiar with the area. I had to pick him up by a certain time. It was getting dark. It was getting late. And my dad was like, man, she's been gone for a long time. So he looked on the Find My Friends thing and saw that I was completely not where I was supposed to be. So he called me and literally gave me directions as he was watching me move on Find My Friends. So same concept, apply it to traveling during the holidays.
Sure. And let me just say, for people that are all about their privacy and not having location services turned on, I totally get that too.
Right.
But this time of year, it is a lot busier. There's a lot going on in the car. Everyone's excited. So just go ahead and turn it on for a couple of days. You can regain your privacy after that. But, the worst thing you could do is miss a sign and get lost somewhere and no one know where you're going. You might not have a chance to change that voicemail, but somebody being able to look at that location service could be how it is.
Yeah.
So.
But we're talking about traveling away, but what do we need to think about back at home is, again, if you're going to be gone for several days, a lot of folks have already started Christmas shopping, and they've got their presents and stuff they're already, stockpiling at the house. And so if you're gone for a few days, again, you don't want to post stuff on your Facebook or your social media that says, hey, we're out of town, we're going to be gone to grandma's till next Tuesday.
Right.
And then people see that and then break into your house. So you need to be very cautious on what you post on social media. Have a trusted friend or somebody pick up your mail or pick up the papers, because we all know that there are people out there who are looking. They're going to find a house where the mail's built up or there's papers and they know somebody's not home. So make sure that you're, taking care of and protecting and keeping your home safe while you're away.
Yeah, we don't want a home alone situation.
No.
And I'll hit somebody with a paint can if they try to steal my Christmas presents.
I got a lot of micro machines too for them to slip on. So,
Yeah.
we'll just
This
bring
is
it on.
getting deep.
So basically what you're saying is that before people go out of town for Thanksgiving, they should booby trap their home on the off chance that the sticky
I would
bandits
do it.
break in. I think you should. Yeah.
I'm gonna
To
do
all
it.
of our listeners, if you're leaving, watch
Is this
Home
where
Alone.
our disclaimer needs to come in?
Probably. This is probably a really good spot for the disclaimer.
Yeah,
Because we're now telling people to protect their home, but whoever breaks in is not going to be in a safe
Yeah.
situation. So we're losing holiday safety.
like the thing where he lit his head on fire.
Oh, gosh.
that was awesome, right? He opens the door and he's like, ah,
Hey, what was the turkey suspected of?
Probably arson.
Foul play.
Oh,
Oh
my
my
gosh. Every time we start getting to where we talk about fire, the safety officer just brings it right back
Yeah,
to...
we don't want to talk about that. That could be a bad thing, especially with deep frying turkeys. A lot of folks are sitting there now. You said it a while ago, the temperatures are going to be cold. People are getting their fireplaces and all that stuff.
Fire
Right.
pits.
Yeah, fire pits, maybe doing bonfires outside. Do not throw gas on a bonfire.
So I was just going to see if we could give some multiple choices. But okay, so gasoline is not supposed to be thrown
No.
on the fire.
No.
What about paint thinner?
No.
No. Okay.
What about,
What should we put on?
well, really, you're not supposed to put any combustible liquids, when you're building a fire.
Just
You-
use
you
some
know,
nice
one of-
kindling.
Well, you can use good kindling. You can go to the store and you can buy those fire logs that you put in your fireplace to start a fire.
Yep.
Get those fire logs, a couple of those, put them under your bonfire, light it up. It'll be good to go. But again, don't throw gas, don't throw kerosene, don't throw paint thinner, diesel fuel, any of
No
that stuff.
propane tanks.
No propane tanks, none of that. I have seen, though, people
boy.
that have the Tiger torches that are hooked up to a propane tank, kind of like a flamethrower that they use to start their bonfires. And those are safe as long as you're wearing all your PPE and making sure that you're doing it in a safe manner. That's a good way to get a bonfire started. But
Fair
all
enough.
the combustible liquids, you need to have a way. People might be out there wanting to make s'mores and that stuff, around the holidays. So again, if you're, I can see y'all nodding y'all's heads now. But if you're out there doing it again, be safe. Make sure you're watching the kiddos, keeping them away from the fire, and make sure also that if you're building a bonfire, keep it as small as possible. You don't need to have a 2-story bonfire going on. Make sure you just keep it kind of simple.
Story and a half.
Story and a half. No.
Oh, okay. 8 feet.
How about 6 feet?
Okay, that's fair.
All right, fine. 6 feet's fine.
I mean, 6 feet is still a pretty big bonfire.
But COVID restrictions, I know it's hard to maintain those restrictions if you have a lot of family members and friends over at the house. But do your best still to maintain as much as you can those restrictions.
Sure, and I remember last year, some of the tips we were talking about was if it was feasible, financially and weather-wise, open some of the windows in your house, get a little bit better airflow in there. I know a lot of people in the last year have gone ahead and invested in some type of affordable air purifier that kind of helps out. Just things like that you can do that, really COVID aside, obviously COVID is still our hot topic, but I mean, why not breathe a little slightly more purified air, and why not get a little bit better airflow in your house? And the health benefits are just kind of an added bonus at that point.
Right, and you could even set up a table outside if it's nice enough and warm enough. Why not do that? Have like a nice big table out there, do like
A Thanksgiving picnic.
Oh,
Thanksgiving
lovely.
picnic. You could always do something like that. So there's a lot of ideas you can.
And then you could take your little glass candle jars and wrap rope around it and just have a very lovely rustic Thanksgiving. That's a different podcast.
the porch lights.
Oh, I do like the porch.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
I think we're getting into Christmas there. I think we're going to have another podcast here in a few weeks, aren't we?
Yeah,
We're going to talk about Christmas and the Christmas trees and all that stuff. We don't want to use all of our tricks right now.
I know. I just love Christmas.
I was
trees.
just talking about decorating.
Decorating.
I was talking about decorating my candle jars.
Yeah, she was. That's true.
One
But you
last
don't want to
thing.
light candles outside.
What about Friday? What's going on Friday?
Black Friday.
My Thanksgiving.
Shop.
But also shopping. That's why I do my. That's guys. Y'all know I hate to be in a store shopping, so that is why I do my Thanksgiving the Friday after. We used to do it the Saturday after. Here's the thing: it's not really the shopping. We always do it for the Razorback game. So whatever time the Razorback game is really what dictates what time we have Thanksgiving dinner. But since it's become a Friday game so many years, it has really just been a blessing in disguise that I don't have to feel any additional pressure to go fight with 80 bazillion of my
I
favorite friends in a store.
Never do that.
Well,
I've done it once.
We have probably a lot of the listeners out there that are going to be out there shopping.
Probably. So we should address this.
We need, this the personal safety aspect of it. Don't go shopping alone if at all possible. Go in a group. Make sure if you're at a large mall or a shopping center, make sure you try to park as close to the store as possible. Don't park on the back. And those vehicles are more apt to be burglarized on the back side of the parking lot versus the ones closer to the store. Make sure you kind of hide or disguise the packages and the stuff that you've got in your vehicle. That way, if somebody is walking through, they won't see that new Xbox or that new iPhone or that new tablet laying there. So make sure you keep that stuff covered up. Again, personal safety is paramount on that Black Friday shopping.
And if you don't want to do the Black Friday shopping, or if what Sergeant Crawford said just scared you, you can always do cyber shopping, like the cyber deals that they have, like whether it's like the big stores or small shops. Some of them do the same thing that you would go into a brick and mortar store for. So that's what I do, and just so much less stress.
I just worry about cooking my beautiful turkey and winning Thanksgiving.
You're on that winning Thanksgiving, aren't you?
All I do is win, win, win.
I would like to challenge you.
Let's do it. Can you be our judge?
I'll
Tell
be
us
the
who wins
judge.
Thanksgiving. Okay.
How are we going to do this, though?
So we'll
do-
I wanna-
we'll
I
each
want
bring
you
in
to send-
a plate of leftovers
No,
Monday
no,
for
no.
Thanksgiving. No? Okay, well, we'll
Here's
send
how
you
we're
the
gonna do
pictures
it.
too, but you're going to have to taste the food.
I want to see a picture of the table setting.
Okay.
That's
Done.
how the winner's going to be determined, not by taste.
Wait a minute. The
What?
table setting or the spread of my Thanksgiving food setting?
Well, the setting and the spread of food.
Got it.
All right.
And
fine.
we're gonna have colors going to be in there. We're gonna see, and
Is
that's
this
guess-
going to be like picking out a diamond ring, cut, clarity, presentation?
it's going to be the presentation. That's how we're gonna
All
we're gonna
right.
judge.
All right.
Fine. And we have to post our tables on the podcast.
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah,
we will
we'll
do that.
do it in like
We
the
will do
comments.
that.
So all you guys
I tell
listening
you
out
what.
there,
Let's do this. I won't be the judge. How
The
about
listeners.
the listeners are the judge?
Okay.
So
Well,
much
you're
pressure.
if there's a
If,
tie, you're
if
the
there's a tie, I'll be
tie-breaking
the
vote.
tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Melody and I will be posting photos of our tables in the comments of this podcast. So check it out.
Please don't make me be the deciding vote. That would be terrible.
I'll still bring you a plate of leftovers.
I might not have enough leftovers to share
With
with
Dave, probably not.
you. Yeah.
The judge cannot. The judge could be bought.
Oh, that's not fair. That is not fair.
That's not fair. She gave the 25-pound turkey away to the little
Yeah.
old lady.
If I had 1 extra pound, I would have been able to. So you got to take into consideration that
You're
was.
going to have to hide food from Dave.
Oh God. Yeah.
We'll let the listeners decide.
All right. Sounds great. Sounds great. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening, and thank you guys for being here. Remember, listeners, if you want to share recipes, if you want to share your Thanksgiving stories in the comments, just feel free to do so. We'd love to hear from you, and we'd love to hear about your ideas. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you everybody for listening.
We are Mission Ready Airmen, providing premier training to the C-130 and cyber enterprises, capitalizing on partnerships to support the state and defend the nation. Our vision is to be a diverse family of airmen, dedicated, adaptive, and empowered to lead.